This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello, and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today we are bringing it back, baby. We're bringing it all back. One of everything. It all comes back with Eerie Ultimatum. Once again, the Ikoria Ultimatums are some of my favorite cards to build around. I've got many decks since they were released in Ikoria, but new cards often show up and new cards create sweet synergies with the Ultimatum to just make it even more competitive, explosive, and exciting. So white, black, green, rare sorcery. Return any number of permanent cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. So you're still going to see a good amount of 4-ofs in this deck. I'm usually more of a 4-of guy than a 1-of guy when it comes to deck building. But you're also going to see some interesting card choices that try to lay things more in line. So for example, we have 1 Elspeth Conquers Death and 1 Kaya the Inexorable. I would probably usually just have 2 Elspeth Conquers Death. I think it's the better card. But Kaya does a lot of what Elspeth Conquers Death does, and having them different names means you can get both out of the graveyard instead of just one. We have 3 Yorians as well as 1 in the companion spot. Yes, we are very much a Yorian deck because what the core of the deck is blinking sagas. Really, while I say it's built around Eerie Ultimatum, and it is, that's not a lie, but what I'm mostly about doing here are blinking my sagas, blinking them again and again and again. I went away from Doom Foretold and just focused on more sagas and more permanent cards to try to occupy the board because I found Doom Foretold was just often hitting very low impact things. There's a lot of selfless saviors in the format, a lot of professors of symbology in the format, and sacrificing them is no big deal to the opponent. So we went away from Doom Foretold and just focused on the sagas. And we got the usual here, Binding the Old Gods, Elspeth's Nightmare, but also one you probably don't know, Binding of the Titans. When it comes to filling the graveyard, this one helps a lot. For Chapter 1, each player mills 3 cards. For Chapter 2, exile 2 cards from graveyards. For each creature exiled, you gain 1 life. So if you exile sweet escape cards for the opponent, then they didn't get the benefit from that mill. Nice. And then Chapter 3, return a creature or land card from your graveyard to the hand. So we get to keep our Yorians as well as other things coming back and happening over and over again, which is very, very nice. Or we just get to hit our land drops, which is also very important. You'll also see we have a ton of Triomes in the mana base, so it often lets us just get back a Triome and draw another card if we have enough land. Professor Onyx is another really fresh card for the deck. The plus lets you help fill your graveyard, which is a big thing when you're gearing up for a nice ultimatum. So if you play Professor Onyx, you plus it, they kill it, you untap, cast ultimatum, feels really good. Asika's Chariot is hanging out because blinking this has been pretty overperforming for me for taking over the game, and having a few copies seems good. Extinction Event because board wipes are necessary in best of 1. 2 Elite Spellbinders to try to wreak havoc on the opponent's hand. Tempting to go up to 4. We actually have a lot of ways to get in their hand with 4 Elspeth's Nightmare and 2 Spellbinders. Very tempting to run more though, and this helps pave the way to resolve your ultimatum or make the opponent's ultimatum take longer so you have time to do your big thing before they do their big thing. Glass Casket, because exile effects are really valuable in the format right now. And a new card here, Witherbloom Command. This is another way to fill your graveyard while also interacting with the board, because you can destroy a non-creature, non-land permanent of value 2 or less. You can also give a creature -3/-1, great for killing Seasoned Hollowblades, Edgewall Innkeepers. There's actually a good amount of 1 toughness must-kill targets lurking in the format right now, which makes Witherbloom Command, I think, a little bit better than normal. You can also go upstairs with making the opponent lose 2 life and you gain 2 life. Sometimes that 2 life matters in a deck like this that is stalling. But the real gravy is target player mills 3 cards, then you return a land card from your graveyard to your hand to help you hit those land drops and essentially kind of draw a card while also interacting with the board in some way most of the time. For Golden Eggs, as we wanted some card draw effect to blink with the Yorion. It also helps fix our mana, though our mana isn't particularly bad. 2 Valki, God of Lies. This comes back as a Valki, not as a Tibalt, but it's nice to have the option to cast the other side, so you see things like Golden Egg producing some red mana. We also have some other ways to make red mana in the mana base. The mana base is a It's something. Anyway, 2 plains regular and 2 snow-covered plains. These have different names, and Eerie Ultimatum returns permanents with different names. So if you have a plains in your graveyard and a snow-covered plains in your graveyard, you get both. If you have all basic plains in the graveyard, you only get 1. Does that really matter when we're casting our 7-cost sorcery? Probably not, but who knows? Who knows? I'm not one to leave a little value on the table. I hope you're not either if you enjoy this channel and in particularly Yorion decks. We've got the pathways. We've got some Savage Triomes that produce white-black, but also a little bit of red. Whoa. Whoa. The misclick. God, I hate it when I misclick recording an intro. So cringe. All right. So easy to fix, too, in this view. Thanks, Arena. Ketria Triome is a particularly weird one because we don't really need the red mana or the blue mana most of the time. I just wanted a way to be able to fetch with Binding the Old Gods a forest that also produced red mana for a Valky. So a Ketria Triome, basically tapped forest, is what this card is in the deck. We do have a lot of Triomes, and there are ways to like get lands back into our hand, and then we can cycle them. So it's a little better than that. Idantha Triome also, that's the good one since we are really an Abzan deck. 2 Evolving Wilds. We want a land in the graveyard on turn 1, and we don't always draw Fable Passage because we do want to make sure that we hit when we set off our Witherbloom command or our Binding of the Titans. So Evolving Wilds helps get the job done. All right, I've introduced most of the weirdness of the deck. Thank you very much to the person whose name got deleted up here, Aaron Stover Wright, for supporting as a Cool Kids Club member and also as a patron. Double dipping, double duty, setting the bar for the rest of you. Thank you very much for all the support. So today's cosmetic, I haven't looked in the store. Let's find out what cosmetic we shall dedicate to you. And Improbable Alliance is a good one, and I've actually got a few draw 2 cards decks coming down the pipe. I still don't love Drannith Magistrate, but it's not bad either. But we'll go with the Improbable Alliance because I know I'm going to play that one in the near future. All right, let's dive in. Let the eerie nonsense begin. Top 1200 gamer, Ono Tepe. Let's go. On the play with a Witherbloom command and a Fable Passage. I think we play this to make sure that the Witherbloom command can hit if we need to play it on turn 2. The opponent, if they play a 1-drop like an Edgewall Innkeeper, it's a sweet turn 2 play. 1 drop. 1 drop. 1/1. Yeah. I don't like milling myself very much, but it is what it is. All right, -3, -1, and I will get back a land. We'll take the pathway instead of the passage. Nice little 2-for-1 on turn 2. All right, we need to draw an ultimatum. If we draw an ultimatum and find a way to force it through their counter magic. Okay, it looks like they're mono blue mill, actually. Okay. Okay, gamers. Come on now. Come on now. 2 to the top. We have another Witherbloom command, but it doesn't kill anything this time. Let's get into this hand. 2 into the stories. Sweet. So we need to Yorion this before they get to 4 lands. I think that's asking a lot. Yeah, if they hit their next 2 land drops and they kept 2 on top, they're golden. And they have of 1 mind. Come on, miss a land drop for me. Or draw me another Spellbinder. Come on. Come on. It's so unfair when you have Spellbinder, but they have 2 of their key card because the Shuffler is what it is. It's so unfair. It's so frickin' BS. All right, we drew a Yorion. That's something. We don't have the untapped land, though. Life is hard sometimes. We have to draw an untapped white source to cast this Yorion with this binding and this Spellbinder. I guess that's what I get for playing the Fabled Passage on turn 1. All right, let's start clocking. Let's get to work. You know they're going to play the land and the end of the story. Like, that's just a guarantee. Get the mana fix. You gonna do something about that? That's what I thought. At least they don't have a Teferi's Tutelage down. Draw a card. Binding the Titans. I mean, I guess. We're gonna help you mill. It's a good deal for you. But we've got some sweet cards to get back. Valky, for example, and we've got the Triome. All right, we milled. They did keep on top. We milled one of their 3 into the stories that they've had for this. Uh-huh. 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 Oh my gosh, look how excited they are. Look how fast these actions are. That is somebody who's pogging out of their mind right now. Pogging out of their freaking mind. I'm milling CGV. This is the greatest day ever. Oh gosh. All right. For each creature exiled, you gain a life. Yeah. So we'll do that. How do we get them to take an action here? Because I am confident that they have didn't say please. I guess we want them to counter our Yorion so the ultimatum resolves. I guess if we get back another land, we can also Yorion this turn. Then you may return a land card from your graveyard to your hand. So you are the mill. This is the creature. You can sacrifice it to draw, but you could also counter this if you're feeling feisty. In which case, we don't get to Yorion, unfortunately, but we're going to try to get this Yorion countered. That's the plan. All right, attack. Don't miss that damage. Sequencing. The opponent's going to want to untap and into the story, I think, but they waited last time. Counter. Didn't say please. I specifically didn't say please on purpose. I didn't say please on purpose. I had a plan the whole time. Oh. Interesting. So we're not going to blink the binding. We don't want to mill again. We do want the card. We have 39 cards to go. Glass Casket is helpful. Binding gets back what? Spellbinder? Yeah. We're going to try to Spellbinder up their hand. All right. Teferi's Tutelage. Great. It's looking good with that into the story. How do we get rid of that? How do we get rid of that? I guess there's bindings and stuff like that in the graveyard, but we have to get to it. 33 cards. What are they going to do? Counter the Spellbinder? Yeah, they're going to have to tap their mana here. I think this ultimatum is going to occur. Oh no. Oh, you couldn't ask for more, guys. You couldn't ask for more. All right, we want to return something that we already have 2 of. There really isn't that. We could return the Valky just because now we could play the Tybalt, so I guess we'll do that. We want to attack first because I guess we don't have a Yorion down here, do we? So it probably doesn't matter. Man, they're about to get devastated, though. Devastated. Do they know? Are they aware of what's about to befall them? The doom? The doom that is coming? Good Lord. Good Lord. Don't concede. Don't concede. Don't concede. Don't concede. Let's keep this. We don't need to mill. All right, done. Hi. Hi there. Yes! Oh, that was sick. Number 394. Let's flip those spots, shall we? Lurrus, okay? We've got some good cards against rogues, lots of ways to remove their threats. The Nightmare isn't great, but it can be. Like, we can get back stuff from the yard. We can tax their spells. The question here is going to be, how many counters does the rogue deck have? And how many are they going to use? Here comes a casket. Do you want to start the Drown in Locks now or later? We've drawn enough land. We can take a break from drawing land. And this should be a competitive game. All right. They're already drowning. Love it. So what do you guys think? Does that drown mean they have another? I feel like it does. I feel like it does. We could buy the Yorion here, and it makes all of our sagas a little better. If the opponent gets a second creature down, we can try to play Extinction Event. Let's do this. A little patience here. I think running the Nightmare into a counter is a bad play. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how it feels. Nice. Although, in a way, the Nightmare might be going dead here. We have 7 cards in graveyard. If they just pass turn here, I think we go for Nightmare. Oh, Binding? Nightmare goes dead if anything else hits the graveyard. So the risk... I guess if they play a Thought Thief in response, that doesn't work. Binding hits no matter what. And we have the Yorion. This we don't want them to counter. We want this to resolve. This is tough. Let's go. Drown, yep. Knew they had another one. It's the only way their plays made sense. Now let's see if they buy Lurrus this turn, or if they have Into the Story. Okay, they buy Lurrus. I don't think they have another counter. So we're going for the event. That's a pretty good draw, though. That's a pretty good draw. Doesn't work, though, right? Because they're graveyard? Yeah. All right. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. They might be killing one of their creatures in response. No? They're grabbing the island. Why the island? Weird. Weird thing to do when you have a Lurrus, and when you probably run Agadeems. Maybe it was a mistake. No critters in the yard now. Okay, they have another black in hand. It's not snow-covered. Mismatched. Maybe it's so you get a better look of your land. I respect that. Go ahead, play your Lurrus. Yep. What do you guys think? Is there a defense here? Should we play the Nightmare and try to make sure that this resolves? We don't have another way to kill the Lurrus right now. So I think we do that. Let's see if there's stick. There is stick. They didn't have the counter last turn. They might have it this turn. So let's make sure we dig our way through the counter spells and set up the Yorion. There's a few ways this could go, of course. Is this your Thought Thief? No. It must be like a Heartless Act, although they didn't kill their own Enforcer last turn. Man, they're just flooding out. They haven't drawn any card draw. All right, show me this hand of yours. Professor Onyx. That's a good draw. Bad turn to be without counterspells. Heartless Act. Nice. And Fabled Passage is the last card. We could have stacked the triggers in a way that they didn't get to kill the wall. I'm not sure how important that is, though. Let's do this. Sacrifice that kitty cat. We know they're going to draw into the story. This is not over. Thirst, right on time. Right on time. I told you it wasn't over. Take that, graveyard. Goodbye, Nightmare Cat. Alright, so there's going to be nothing else for the Elspeth Conqueror's Death to hit. So we're just going to go ahead and play it now. We're going to hold this for cycling. We're going to hold this to deal with something in the future. We don't need the land, or we don't really want to mill either. But yeah, now Professor Onyx is on the way back. Here comes the card draw. First card draw acquired. Let's cycle, see if we find something good. I'm not in a hurry to play the Yorion. That's okay. Land for turn. Binding did hit a Yorion, but I think we want the Professor back for sure. Crippling Fear in the opponent's deck. Rune Crab. Of course. Alright, where are these Eerie Ultimatums, baby? Kaya. Let's see. If I exile a creature, I gain life. Is there anything I don't want to get back? That's a creature? No. Why you scoop? Don't think you can beat Professor Onyx? Interesting. So we bring back the Professor, we dig, we see what we can find. We play the Kaya, and we let the Planeswalkers tear the rogues apart. Here comes the 97% gamer. Our hand is slow, but it has sweepers, it has draw, and potentially life gain. We can buy Yorion. I think we keep it. I'm scared, but I think we keep it. Might get run over. All right. This is mono white. Come on, Witherbloom Command. Binding is interesting. We could play Egg, or we could play Binding. I think we'll just get the Binding going. A little bit of life gain potentially. What do you guys think? Winota coming? I think so. Nothing I can really do. So we're just going to buy this Yorion and hopefully bind it and not be under so much pressure that we just die. There it is. Well, let's see. If they hit Blade Historian, naming even seems pretty good. Okay. Feels bad. Also, if they have another Winota, because Shuffler is fine, why wouldn't they on a mold to 4 or whatever it was? We're in a lot of trouble. We need double white for Yorion. All right, easy second Winota, right? 100%. They molded to 4. They curved out to 5. Did they draw 2 Winotas? All right, not quite. Bone Crusher Giant. All right, down to 10. Scary. This gets rid of the dog. And then we're not dead to a Blade Historian, so I think this is the play. Yep. I'm scared. Robber? That has haste. That's cheating. No! What? 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 Betrayed. Betrayed. Are you kidding me right now? We're going to lose to a mold of 4. To our own Spellbinder. Screw this card. Get this card out of the format, man. I hate it so much. All right, so we need to draw like Extinction Event here. It's the only way, so let's thin first. Gaining life won't do. I hate my life. I regret. Come on. What a load of garbage. That's going to take a while to heal. My opponent top decked from my deck better than I did. It's not fair. Why should the opponent get to draw better from my own deck than I do? On the draw, of course. Here's a card that was missing big time in the last matchup. If our Binding of the Titans had been a Witherbloom command, I think we would have easily dominated that game. Turn 1 Shadow Spear? What are you? Snarl Spear. Okay. Okay. So we could have cracked Passage on one to make sure we had a hit with Witherbloom command. What the hell? Okay. Destroy and mill 3. I am that player. Let's see if we hit a land or not. Nope. Why would we? That's punished for not cracking Passage on one. The 2 games ago, I was punished for not playing the tap land on one, so it is what it is. At least we got to kill a Shadow Spear, which I don't even know. Is that good? Of course you're an adventure deck. You can't do this nonsense without adventures. All right, I need my command back. Or a Nightmare. You know, that card I milled, I need that. I need that. Oh, God. We're going to get hit so hard next turn. Why? Why is this happening to me? All right. Stay with it, CGB. All the hasty love-struck beasts don't have to defeat you. We've got Binding. We could have also played the Chariot, which is an interesting play in that spot. Okay. Okay. Crushing Drawbridge, please spare me. Now our opponent has a Love-Struck Beast. That they could have played this turn. Another Shadow Spear. I don't know what's happening anymore. I don't understand this world I live in. All right, so Yorion, I think. We can also play the Chariot again. which could potentially defend us more, but it's hard to turn down Yorion. What do we need to make sure we cast this? Black? Yorion! I'm actually... Gosh, I'm disgusted with myself. Get that drawbridge out of here. Out of here, baby. I can't believe how much this card wrecked me. How much damage it dealt. I'm appalled. Beast is back. Anybody want to mingle? Okay. There is a binding down there. All right. We want this in the graveyard. Actually want this dead. Check this out. Now we're doing it. Black, black, white, green. Black, white. Gotta make sure you get it right. It's kind of a big deal that you get it right. Boom. All your things are dead. Let's see if Crushing Drawbridge can somehow pull this off again. Who needs board wipes? We've got Sagas and Yorion. Mortality Spear, Jungle Hollow, combo assembled. Show me that hand. You know, I don't... Oh, no, a cycling land is a way to draw. Do I have any in my graveyard? I don't. I don't need another land then. Maybe I just take the life. And don't get, I don't know, killed out of nowhere somehow. Draw? Where's the goodies? All right, Chariot. They do get to Bloodchief's Thirst one of these, which means the Chariot isn't attacking, and they draw another Mire Triton. What are they doing with their graveyard? Why do they want to mill themselves, I should ask myself. Whoa, not using the Thirst. All right, graveyard, you're gone. Death Touch acquired. So if they're not going to use the Thirst, I think I attack with the Chariot to make sure I get another cat. Because once they kill one of the cats, I just don't, like, it doesn't do anything anymore. And I'm probably going to force them to use it on one of these cats if I can be aggressive enough. All the deck thinning in the world doesn't stop this flood, baby. All the deck thinning in the world won't stop this flood. All right, they're still holding this Thirst. I wish I had waited for a Nightmare. Didn't think I would draw another one, but it is what it is. The Beast. There's always another Beast. The Professor. The Professor is going to die. So let's see if we can find more good spells. Glass Casket. That can take out the beast. Or I could have a mystery card. Call me crazy. I'm looking for another ultimatum. Or a way to get back my professor. Last plains. We got the last plains here. Now, I think if I were Big Brain, I would play the Nightmare. And I wouldn't play the Onyx. And I'd take the Blood Chief's Thirst from my opponent. But I didn't Big Brain, did I? No, I did not. I'm just starting to make plays at random. Spite plays. Another 1-1? What a lucky dog. All right. I mean, all this and we're kind of stalemated. Mostly because I'm impatient. But we'll work on it. Cycle. Bind. Attack. $42 cards. Some of them are ultimatums. Will we draw them? Whoa, another thirst. All right, one of us has drawn a few more lands than the other. I mean, do we do that? All right, so first up, we get to exile some cards and gain some life. Then we exile the whole freaking thing. All right, I'm going to try to start being patient. We're going to hold this casket because I'm not that scared of a plant at this stage. And this can get killed by Witherbloom Command if I draw another one. All right. All right. Seems good. Seems good. Dude, still drawing gas over here. Look at that draw, though. All right. No complaining for me. Let's go. Your Pelucranos? No. My Pelucranos.
So you've seen through my disguise. How bad you missed that?
And I'm taking that. I'm taking it. It's mine. I know I could have fought it, but I don't want this to die anytime soon, and I might need it to fight a Lovestruck Beast. What? 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 All right, let me top deck from your deck. Of course. Although my deck performed brilliantly out of there. Come on, Yorion. That felt good. I'm over the robber thing. Good removal. Binding with an Evolving Wilds ready to go. Love it. I think we play black here in case we draw Witherbloom Command. What's going on over there? Sacrifice? Should be a good matchup. It's the classic, like, Yorion shall feast on your flesh matchup. We do draw Witherbloom Command. So we're getting back a Spellbinder or a Yorion. That's pretty great. The command could get us another land here and kill one of the 1/1s, or we can play the Nightmare and start getting ahead that way. I think we want to flicker the Nightmare with Yorion, so I think it's the command here. Don't think it matters which creature, but I like dinosaurs more, so kill the human. All right, which tap land do we want? The Evolving Wilds goes back. This we can cycle someday. We'll take the Triumph. I was hoping to hit an untapped land there. Didn't quite happen. But we get to get a tap land out of the way right here, right now. So next turn we can Nightmare tap land. The turn after that we can Yori in the Nightmare. Should be really solid against their deck. We have a Casket for the Blood Avatar if they awaken that sucker. So do we grab the Yorion or the Spellbinder? More Yorion. Just endless Nightmare I think will be really good. Casket will be really good. Plumb the Forbidden? Let's find out. I'll go for the Scorpion. We've got the Casket for the token. There it is. All right, well, they have no board, but they have cards. Let's see what they play here. Something like an Immersturm Predator would be annoying. Anything that we can't kill with Casket or Nightmare would be really good for them. Hunt for specimens, okay. We be learning. We learn academic probation. Are you going to name Yorion? No, not yet. 2 Scorpions. Okay. What you got there? What you doing? Claim? Don't care about claim. Extus. We really want the opponent to play the other side. We really want them to play the other side. I think they will. We could go double Casket here instead of playing Yorion. But then the opponent can name Yorion with the... Well, no, the probation's gone. Double Casket here, does it prevent the Blood Avatar? It does. But... they're going to make me sacrifice it with the Blood Avatar, so we're going to go with the Caskets. One is going to be empty by hitting the 1/1, and the other is going to be full with the Scorpion. Whoa, Strider. Okay. Okay. Rough. Not much value to be gained by these Yorions, and they get sacrificed. And then other Yorion comes down, and we flicker the Casket, and we get rid of the token. I guess that's good. All right, so one is going to go for the Strider, the other goes for the Goat. Or we just do one and go just for the Strider. The opponent's going to sack the Goat anyway. We could play this and then Ultimatum's a live top deck. I might regret not cycling it, though, at some point. Black, 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 green, green. Actually, we're missing a white, right? Too much green? Too much green. Stupid Ketria Triumph. The things I do to have a forest to fetch with the binding to cast the Tybalt. Alright, draw a golden egg. Just let me draw some cards with my Yorion. It'll make me so happy. Ow. Token acquired. 3/6. Ah, down to 8. Chariot. That's value. They can steal one, though. Flickering, it's good, though. If they draw 2 claims, can they flicker, kill me? Not quite, because we can activate this in response. And right now they don't have a way to sacrifice, so let's do this. We do take 3. I don't know, this might have been very unnecessarily risky. Cycle. Land. Nice. Eye twitch. Okay. Reading the chariot. So they can... They are not going for it. Huh. Alright, well they can still get 3 damage to my face. But they're holding the claim. Down to 5. Scorpion can put us down to 3. It's getting really dicey out here. We don't want to give the opponent a Woe Strider either. See if they block with the Eye Twitch. And what they fetch. Mascot Exhibition, anyone? Think we can out-token a Mascot Exhibition, but... Like I said, dicey. Fumes. Okay. Yorion. We want them to exile the Scorpion for the Fumes, but they can steal something and exile it, so they're doing fine. Should we... Does that mean we should give them a Woe Strider instead? No. No. We've got another Yorion to take the Scorpion back. Yorion with now an empty casket can take it back. Another cycle. This is so scary. Where's my life gains? I need my life gains. Yep. Ultimatum off the top is good to go. Graveyard is pumping. We have a number of ways to gain life in the deck. We need to draw them. Alright, we could activate this, but we don't want this alive because the Fumes will eat it. Opponent thinking about attacking first. Okay, going straight for the Yorion. So now with Fumes off the table, we could power this up. I don't know if there's a point to it, but we can do it. You want to attack with that? No. Okay. There's some life gain. And a perfect draw, finally. That's why you're in the deck. The opponent should block with the Scorpion here. They should know the casket's coming back. Yorion! Cat army continues to escalate. Oh, hold on for one more turn. Don't scoop. Maybe I should be careful what I wish for. Just gonna gain this life now before something terrible happens. Look at the Asika's Chariot just putting in work in this matchup. We're plumbing. The plumbing is being fixed. All right. It would have been all BM, but I would have done it. The Tycoon. Number 557, we're fighting around that top 500 spot. Luris. Classic. Binding looks pretty bad when you're thinking about Luris, but I think we keep anyway. We've got the Nightmare. We've got Spellbinder and Caskets. We have a tough passage decision, so I hope I draw another land. Guys, hello only gets your go. If you want to melt my heart, send the purple love. I want to be able to cast Witherbloom command. Might be important. But yeah, our deck is going to be flipped upside down quickly. Okay. Okay. Go right for it. Give me that crab. Minimal crab damage done. Few good plays coming up. Spellbinder. I want to check that hand out. All right, got drowned. So we don't want a binding here. We don't want to give our opponent like a free into the story. The fact that they pass means they probably have a creature to play. So we could buy the Orient. We could play the Nightmare to clear the way for the next removal spell we're going to play. Nightmare is really good because it also hits a creature, but just having it to take out their counter spell or their end of the story is huge. So let's go for it. If they play another creature here, then it'll get hit by Binding the Old Gods next turn after we take their counter spell or their into the story. Now, if they draw into the story, they have to play it on their turn here. They mill me. Then we still get to take the best of their 4 cards. Yep, there it is. Don't sacrifice this, and the opponent still only hits us for 1 right now. They got another crab. It's a good target. We get their other into the story. They're already in trouble. See, we have access to another white source. We can get green or black. I guess green because we have 2 bindings. And we're going to fetch a forest, but we're actually going to get a Triumph. All right, what do we take? Let's take out the Thief. That it'll get exiled here by the Nightmare because the opponent can't buy Lurrus and get it back fast enough. It's going to be a nice graveyard when I find an ultimatum. Can we has Birth of Meletus? Okay, they do have an instant. They do have an instant. I think it's my first Plains of either kind. So we could... The instant might be into the story. We could just buy the Orion and not play the Casket this turn and try to save it for Lurrus. I think that's better. Dang it. Come on now. The third one. Feels bad. Feels real bad. That's not the way it was supposed to go. All right, Extinction Event, please. My opponent's being too lucky and I don't enjoy it. I'm not having fun. I'd like to leave a bad smiley face. We also need another black source for Ultimatum. If we drew it here, we couldn't try to cast it. Very sad. Very sad. Still going that way. We don't want to mill too much. Not with them having Aluris. This is a pretty awkward card to have right now, even though it does get back some sweet cards. But we need to get it ticking, don't we? To get back a creature from our graveyard? Ugh. Let's go for the casket. Resolves. Alright. Take you. Not the greatest. At least we know they don't have a counter. We have powerful cards in the deck. We just need the deck to deliver them. I like milling all that land. That feels good. Lol. Nothing else to do with these walls. Chariot. Chariot's pretty sweet. Let's see what you got. Resolves. Alright. I really didn't want to bind the Titans, but I feel like we need to. Let's hope that we don't hit any rogues for them. Alright, did not hit any rogues. I'm not gonna push my luck. Still not enough black to cast an ultimatum. They haven't had an instant. Let's see if they've drawn one. We don't want to trade with a cat. Like I said, nothing else to do with these walls. Might as well use them. Okay. Yorion! In my graveyard, we could exile some creatures to gain life. There are some extras down here. So let's go there. Well, they have an instant now. They drew an instant. It might be for the Chariot. They didn't play the Bloodchief's Thirst on the Chariot. Well, I say we go for Yorion. Yorion! Resolves. I'm not exiling the binding. I'm just flickering the Chariot. Alright, if the opponent has a Thought Thief, they get to eat a cat, but we get 2 more. And we have to be aggressive sometime. Okay, take 2. Plenty of white. Let's make green. Do we risk another binding? I think so. We're just helping you with the mill journey. No big deal. Alright, we did hit a rogue, so they get a free Thought Thief. Courtesy of me, CGB. There's the Heartless Act. Had a feeling it was one of the only things left. But we've got cats. And we've got enough cats to keep the Chariot going. All right. 32 cards. I think we're getting back a Spellbinder. We've got to deal with this Lurrus, man. Luris has been sitting there way too long, and our deck is full of removal for it. Feels bad. Now, why did they do that? Now I get to exile it. Okay. Let's get the Spellbinder to attack their hand. Let's go down here and get their Enforcer. Here comes Spellbinder. Naming odd is going to be nice. Yep, better make you that play. Kind of set you up for it. You set yourself up. All right. Can we still swing this? Or will they draw the fourth into the story? They're lull maging a token. They're going to try to cut down my token production, but we're still getting back another creature. Another lull mage. Nice. Okay. It's a nightmare. Well, guys, we got some choices. But I think it's the one. Yorion. I offer you a 2/2. Opponent still wants to be the control deck if they block here. Nice. Yorion. All right, you got stuff to deal with. Agadine's Awakening for one little Thought Thief. You love to see it. Not the best draw on my part. Send the beatings. My goodness, the Chariot is stepping up. All right. Unfortunately, can't do anything at instant speed here to make sure that this gets exiled. But we can go for the knockout blow. You're out of there, buddy. Get wrecked, rogues. And we are back for the post-game wrap. And wow, deck crushed my expectations, actually. A lot of times I suit up a deck that I think is just kind of a pet project of mine, the kind of thing I would play for fun. We go play it in ranked because that's where we get the better matchups and the more exciting and dramatic narratives, I guess you should say. And then usually I just tread water, include some good games, get deranked a little, and move on to something spikier. And today that did not happen. This deck absolutely killed it. In fact, let's check the stats powered by MTGA Assistant, a free download link below, and it does support the channel, so please download it if you would like some sweet stats. 6-1, 85% win rate. Put it in the thumbnail. Lock it into the title. On the play 2 times, on the draw 5 times. Still getting the job done. Lost to a Winota. You know, stuff happens. Sometimes you just can't kill the Winota and the winota kills you. But we actually took it. We took it to the ladder today with a brew, which there are a few better feelings in the world, quite honestly. I think a lot of people do want to improve their game. I think a lot of people like to win. In Arena, I encourage that. You know, unlock your potential. Go out there and battle. Try to win. It's fun. It doesn't always work. RNG has other plans a good amount of the time. But when things do line up and you're running a brew and you're winning, it feels good, man. So I can't promise your results will be the same, but I do encourage you to try the deck. It's a ton of fun, and may your brews also bear fruit and bring you victory. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next video. You're cool.